Don't scare me like that, colonizer.
I'm the librarian, and I came to read.
Man, when the movie started spinning out lines like that, I knew that white people were going to be really upset. I said, there are going to be a lot of think pieces, there are going to be a lot of angry ass tweets, there are going to be a lot of people saying that they got attacked at the movie theater, and you know, these black people are just savages, how dare they? You know, it's going to be a lot, but what I want us to do is just focus on the beauty that was this movie. This was one of the most beautiful, one of the most powerful superhero movies, not just because of the black ass cast. Now, that's one of the reasons why it was the best. I'm rooting for everybody black, and you can stay mad about it, but it also the storytelling, the acting, the fact that I was able to relate with the villain. I feel like, well, him and I kind of have the same type of like fiery ass personality, and it kind of, well, we're gonna get into it, but first I want to talk about the fact that black people were excited. And I know that a lot of people think that, oh, black people are doing too much, or they're doing the most. Yes, they're doing the most because they're excited to see themselves represented, especially in mainstream media, and represented in this way. So first I want to start out with the standouts, okay? Shuri was out here not playing any fucking games, and she's extremely intelligent. Okay, she's the backbone of Wakanda's goddamn technology. She was extremely innovative in the country's technologies, but she's also not gonna take your bullshit. I love that. Of course, the main actor Chadwick was extremely brilliant. I wanted to talk about Michael B. Jordan as well. Now, when he was acting like a tough guy and shit, to me that seemed kind of corny, but when he was displaying like deep ass emotion, I was like, Michael B. Jordan is extremely talented as an actor. I was like, what the hell? Like I was finding myself like in a trance when he was like crying or explaining his situation, or especially at the end when he was talking about, you know, seeing the sunset at Wakanda. It just, everything came full circle. Michael B. Jordan stood out as a talent, especially when it comes to those emotional ass scenes. Of course, Angela Bassett, always talented. I mean, I don't think I even need to say that. She already know anytime Angela Bassett steps on the goddamn screen, she gonna have her foot on that neck, okay? She didn't have a whole lot of scenes, but the scenes that she was in, girl, I felt the spirit. I felt, okay, praise the ancestors. Now, Denai, who's the main general in the Dora Milaje, she was fierce, she was loyal, she was like, girl, what the fuck? I'm loyal to the throne, but this other motherfuckers can't. She was whipping that motherfucking spear around. I said, girl, just please don't stab me. Bitch, praise the ancestors. Please don't stab me with your spear. What do I need to do? Bow down, kiss the ring type of tease? I want to talk really quickly about the dynamics of the casting characters in this movie, because I think that people are now able to see what it looks like to have a token character, but he didn't stay a token character. That white person, I don't know, he came from the CIA, girl, I didn't really pay too much attention to it, neither did the tribes in Wakanda. I could be wrong, but the movie, in my eyes, the movie was demonstrating, especially in the beginning, what it looks like to be a token character. He was a token white character. I don't know if that's possible with the power dynamics in this fucking society, but he was a token white character. They gave him some of the characteristics of majority of white people who come in here and say, well, girl, I don't know anything about your culture or country or anything, but I'm gonna come in here and tell you what to do. Bitch, those gorillas, the tribe, they started barking in his face. I was like, this movie's really fucking pushing it. I was like, first the colonizer's line came, and I was like, okay, girl, yes ma'am, I loved it. But bitch, the fact that his ass he was in the throne room of all these motherfucking black people, he thought his ideas were going to be the first ones heard, girl. They started barking in his face in the throne room. I said, bitch, I'm getting my motherfucking life, bitch. When black people are speaking, you shut the fuck up and listen to what the fuck they're saying. Especially y'all asses. You don't know what the fuck going on in Wakanda, bitch. We hid this shit from you, but I love the fact that y'all had this whole black ass cast and there's only one white person, and it kind of flipped this script, bitch. It flipped it. What was that motherfucker? Claw? He was crazy as fuck. I was like, goddamn. But yeah, it flipped that shit. It's like, this is what we see every day. We see a bunch of fucking white people and only one goddamn black person. Y'all don't even treat that one token black person with the same dignity that we gave y'all fucking asses. And I'm still talking about this white character because he ended up making himself uncomfortable in order to help out the people that he claimed he wanted to help out. You see what I'm saying? He knew that his ass could probably be fucked up when he was in the lab, you know, trying to shoot down the cargo planes, but he ended up staying and making himself uncomfortable to try and enhance the lives of the minorities that he was around. And that's what we're talking about when we talk about allyship. I'm not saying everybody has to be, you know, putting themselves in a line of fire, taking bullets or anything, but making yourself uncomfortable if you want to be an ally is very important, because your comfort comes from your privilege. So when you make yourself uncomfortable, you force yourself to think about the dynamics in this country. And that's where you get powerful and meaningful allies. And I think that this movie took that white character from a token person to someone who actually made a difference, and it demonstrates how other people can do the same if they want to. And I mean, not shooting down cargo planes, but just doing something as simple as thinking about what other people have to face and what that means. I want to talk about the storytelling, and first of all, the aesthetics were fucking amazing. CG was amazing, but I want to talk about the storytelling because it flowed so well, and they had a lot of fucking story to tell. They had a lot of material to cover, and they needed to cover it correctly if you're trying to get me to relate to Michael B. Jordan's character, you Killmonger, you know what I mean? And they did it well. They used the ancestral plane as a medium to get the audience to learn about some of the origins of these characters. Some people, DC, have a little bit of trouble when it comes to telling such a complicated story. It may seem rushed or haphazard, hopping all over the goddamn place. I know that's how it felt with Justice League, bitch. They tried to fit 5 origin stories in one goddamn. So girl, it was just too much going on. They made you slowly invest yourself in every single one of these goddamn characters, and you could relate to all of it. You could literally see why Killmonger asked, after y'all abandoned him, y'all killed his father, you could see why he's fucking pressed about it, and even in his heart of hearts, he still wanted to be a part of Wakanda, and that's what we saw at the end. But there was such a difference in philosophies that both of them, both Black Panther and Killmonger, were willing to die for their stances. That's what it is, and it gave me very much MLK versus Malcolm X type of feel, you know, a Charles Xavier versus Magneto type of feel, where it's like, I don't want to fucking end up in chains. So bitch, if you in my way, bitch, I'm gonna have to fight you too, that's fine, but I'm not trying to end up in chains. Meanwhile, we have people like Black Panther, more of a peaceful type of approach. Now, I think there is room, and there needs to be room for both. What I like that they examine is, how do you prevent yourself from becoming what you hate? You know what I mean? And I had to think about that too, because I have a very fiery personality. I do fight fire with fire. I'm not this type of pacifist type of person. If I feel like my rights or my life or my humanity is in danger, I don't feel like debating with your ass. You either move out my motherfucking way or you be moved. That's my type of tea. So what we all have to examine, it's really easy to fall into just destroying everything in your path, not being willing to negotiate. I'm not willing to negotiate a lot of times. I think there needs to be room for both philosophies when it comes to liberation of minorities and stuff. I do apologize that I keep looking like not at the camera. It's just, I have this view out here, and I'm in a hotel, I have this view, and it looks really cool. I'm so sorry. But speaking of that, you know, speaking of perspective, this whole movie was about perspective. As I said earlier, I understood why T'Challa's father was just like, girl, you ain't finna fuck my shit up. You know what I mean? I had something to protect, and he felt like that was the best way to do it. I liked when Lupita's character said, you get to choose the type of king that you want to be. Yes, your father, you know, did certain things, but no man is perfect. And there's going to be, I feel like people think that being a king or being a queen, whatever, is just easy as fuck. No, it's hard decision after hard decision after hard decision. And people may hate you for the decisions that you make, even if it is in the best interest for the country. The idea behind Wakanda was that, girl, y'all hoes ain't gonna fuck up our country like y'all been doing the rest of these hoes. We're gonna protect ourselves. We're gonna have a disguise. Y'all white people are fucking crazy. It was kind of like a Wakanda first ass type of thinking. Now, I can understand why people would have that, especially in the founding of their civilization. I'm protecting myself. Y'all are crazy out here. I protect myself. But as they grew in power, and as they had more resources, the question came up like, girl, should we be helping other people? And I thought that they should. Now, what I would do if I was a politician fucking Wakanda, girl, I would give them everything. I would give them access to my research when it comes to medicine, foods, you know, growing shit, taking care of yourself, your mind, your body. I would give them that type of technology. But as for my weapons and shit, I'm not giving you whole shit. So I would definitely help out. Build hospitals, whatever. But as for my fucking weapons, I'm keeping that shit deep underground. So if you hoes think that just because we're helping hands and we sing Kumbaya, you think you can come to my motherfucking country, I'm gonna blow y'all hoes to smithereens. And what I did not like about what Killmonger was trying to do, he was trying to blow everything up. And I said I have a fiery personality, but I also try to be strategic. What Killmonger was not realizing is when you send all these fucking weapons out and try to blow shit up, bitch, a leftover gun over here, a fucking plasma blast over there, bitch, these hoes are gonna find a way to reconstruct that shit and turn your weapons against you. So that's why we were nervous. That's why them girls were nervous. Like, girl, bitch, once these you want vibranium in the hands of fucking white people, girl? It would be a wrap. I really do think that this is I'm extremely impressed with the writers and the producers and whoever thought of this, like how to tell this fucking story. I think that was one of the most impressive things about this fucking movie. The fact that it felt so real, it was empowering, and it wasn't fucking corny. Fight scenes, bitch, she tossed that fucking wig on his ass, bitch, she spun that mother. They had rhinos. They put up they motherfucking what is it? They was wearing some shawls and shit. They put that shit up and it was a force field or some shit. They said, "Who?" I said, "Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am." I mean, she said guns, so primitive. And a lot of people are saying that Black Panther is not just a movie, it is a movement. And I think that's true because Black Panther mostly represents what is possible for the future. Black Panther represents what happens when you pay attention to minorities when they speak. Because every single time we release a black ass movie, it breaks fucking records. So it represents what is possible for the future when it comes to media and also for society. It represents what happens when you leave black people alone or invest in their success. It is a very needed critique on society today. If anything, I think it will make a lot of people, especially white people, angry because it forces them to look at themselves. And I'm talking about even the microaggressions. When that white guy from the CIA, that's what I'm calling him. I'm not pressed about it. That white guy from the CIA, he was doing a little too much. When they captured his ass with the fucking one arm, and that white guy was talking to Black Panther and his sickening ass general, he was doing too much, touching his shoulder, all types of shit. And she was speaking her language, and white boy talking about, does she speak English? And then she was like, girl, when I want to. And what are you gonna do about it? So it's just it drags society from the microaggressions to huge oppressive systems. And I think it was brilliant. And you had these women in positions of like actual solidified ass power. And I like the fact that they talked about tradition and kind of the differences between Killmonger and Black Panther. It's like, yes, some traditions are cute, they work, but some other traditions, like, girl, we need to get rid of this shit. If it did apply, it did work back then, but if we just keep doing something the same way, expecting different results, that is the definition of insanity. So yes, I do think that somebody needs to come shake shit up every once in a while, but they also have to learn how to fight their battles, which battles to fight, and learn to be strategic. And also, do you want to be king because it feeds your ego and makes you feel powerful, or do you want to be king because you want to help people? Because if you want to be king to feel powerful, to boost your self-esteem, girl, you got the wrong occupation, okay? Because that shit is hard to make decisions, because literally all that shit is perspective. You see how he got double-crossed and shit. People switch sides just because of how they viewed the situation. So it's not easy to control the population. You have to take a lot of things into consideration. So it really reflects a lot on the administration today, or people in power today. Do these people in power want to be in power to actually help people, or are they trying to just make themselves feel good? You can always tell the people, even if you don't agree fully with some of their policies, you can always tell the people in power who are trying to doing their very best to help the people out, versus someone who just wants accolades and a hand clap. So overall, Black Panther was a huge critique on society that is going to make people uncomfortable, but it's definitely necessary. It gave black people, hope. It allowed black people to see themselves in media as powerful beings instead of, slaves, thieves, and gangsters. There are more diverse stories about the black experience coming up in media today, but this definitely, I think, will jumpstart a new type of era. Some black people like science fiction, some black people like Dungeons and Dragons and shit, some black people like fucking anime, some black people like video games and shit. I think this will force companies to do the consumer research into the black audience that they refused to do before, because it's just easy to sit and do shit that you've been doing for hundreds of years. You don't have to do research, you just sell to white people. We're causing too many ripples. We're making these companies too much fucking money for them not to pay attention anymore. Now what I want us to do with this shit that we're getting, with the wealth, with the income that we're getting, we need to build, and I say we like I'm getting that shit, but I'm saying like what black public figures need to do is get the income that they're getting from these white ass companies, Marvel and shit, take some of that income and start slowly but steadily building something for ourselves, so we don't have to go outside and ask nobody for goddamn help. You see what I'm saying? It's not gonna take 2, 3, 4 years. It might take a generation for that shit to happen, but we have to start slowly. We have to start somewhere. So I'm excited to see what the future holds. Please go and see Black Panther if you haven't. I honestly think I'm gonna see that shit again, because it was just such an interactive story. It kept me on the edge of my goddamn. I watched that shit at 2 a.m. Got out the movie at 4 and I wasn't tired. And I had been working on a bunch of shit all goddamn day. So that just shows you how engaging that shit is. Tell me what you guys think about it though. I really want to know what you guys think about Black Panther movie. Of course, we'll be talking more about it on fortheculturepodcast.com. Have a good goddamn evening.